So next we are going to see a completely opposite matter which can do a multi-dimensional activity, that is Ruksham, Tikshnam, Ushnam, Vishadam, Sushmam. One which is very dry, sharp, penetrating, hot, non-slimy and fineness. Completely opposite to the first two matters character features. So this matter character feature is predominantly showing with different types of rupas and varna, red or red combination. So if you are seeing a matter which is having a red and red combinations along with dryness, sharpening and hot in nature, then we can infer that this is having the predominance of alchemy. So just now we saw a plant. So you can see that it is having a pa varnam, a glow, a particular type of color and shape, multi-dimensional shape. All these again indicating towards it's the predominance of alchemy. So such type of matter has having rupa varnam, multi-dimensional colors will be there. And that can able to do the pajanam. The divisions is possible through that. So one matter which is binding and another matter which will helps in the divisions of this. So like that, when you are observing a leaf or a flower with such type of character features of pa varnam, that indicate that a tejas is inside that plant in such a predominant way. And another matter that is prevalent in our earth is this one, Vayu. One which is very dry, Yuksham, Vishadam, nothing. Pichila is there. Apichilam Vishadam, non-slimy, very dry in nature. And Lekhu, very light in nature. And having Abhinirharada, so spreading nature. And Pida Varnam, yellow and yellow combinations. So the matters which is having such type of an yellow combinations, you can find that there will be a predominance of Vayu Mahabhudam in that. And if you are touching such a type of matter, you can experience that there will be a well appreciable sense of touch. So if you close the eyes and touch a bark, and you can found different types of variegations or cracks or something is there, and you can experience the touch sensibility in a very good manner, then it will be having the predominance of Vayu Mahabhuta. And such a type of matter has having a kashayam, astringent or bitterness in nature. If you observe the turmeric, if you observe the Daruharidra, if you observe the Eganaya, if you observe the Asana, all these are having a Pida Varna, Aragoda, Cassia fistula, the Cassia angustifolia, our Senna, Cassia tora, our Chakramarga, all are having an yellowish flower also. So these indicate that it is having a predominance of Vayu Mahabhuta. That's why whenever in our body an itching is occurring and there will be oozing of the kapha and other things are taking place, we have to get rid of the kapha through the opposite qualities like Ruksha Vishada Lagu. So for that, we have to use the Vayu Mahabhuta predominant dravyas that can subside the kapha doshas, gunas, and to make a pacifications. So why our Amalaki, our Haridra, especially Haridra and Daru Haridras, are very much useful in Prameham because it is having such a predominance of dry Vishada, Ruksha Vishada Lago. So that will help to pacify the Kaphatum and make the Kapha in a Sthira form. So like that, this matter which is having the predominance of yellow color, we can infer that there will be a predominance of Vayu Mahabhuta. So the last matter predominance or the character feature is Akasha. A matter which is having an Akasham is very sukshma, minute, Vishadam Lagu. So previous matter, you can see that there will be Ruksha Vishada Lagu. Here one thing is changing, Sukshma Vishada Lagu. That subtleness of the minuteness is occurring. And where there will be non-slimy and lightness. So here the character feature predominance is Shabdam. If you are hitting like that, there will be a Shabda will occur. This indicates that this is having the predominance of Akasha Mahabhuta. and its varna is avadhadam. Avadhadam means transparent. You can see the other side, or maybe having a predominance of whitish combinations. So those materials which are having a translucent appearance or which is white or white combinations, then we can infer that that matter has having the predominance of Akasha Mahabhuta. And that will produce Saushirium, hollowness inside the plant. So why a lotus is coming out from the water to the atmosphere? Because the Akasha Mahabhuta that is predominant in that plant stem will helps to get it to come outside. So that Akasha predominance is persisting in that plant petiole, leaf petiole. Because of that, it is able to float on that water. So like that, Saushirium is one of the character features of Akasha Mahabhutam, and it is very lakhu in nature, and it will produce Avakasha, the space inside a matter. So when you are breaking off a root and it is breaking with very sound, then we can able to say that it is having the predominance of Akasha. And if you are taking the juice of a plant, and if you just keeping like that, there are plenty of froth is coming, then we can found that it is having the predominance of Akasha. After shaking that juice, and if you are looking that, the froth is very much high, and that froth is persisting for a long time, then also we can found that Akasha is persisting. So like that, this is one of the character features of Mahabhutas. So as a whole, if you are seeing, all matter is made up of these five predominances or five things. So Tattu Shama Adhisthana Jayate. So the Prithvi matter will become the Adhisthana, the base for all matter predominance. And on that, Ambu Yoni, the Aptatva will produce an Yoni. Yoni means Unakta iti Yoni, one which helps for the binding of something. So one which helps to bind the Prithvi to another one. And that will be doing. And along with that, Agni Pavana Ambasam Samavayataka. So inseparable combinations of Agni, Vayu and Akasha will lead to Nivritti Visheshascha, innumerable number of permutations and combinations of matters. But a matter has having one or two predominance. That is why we call it as Vyapadeshastu Bhuyasa. A matter may having a predominance of Prithvi or up, or maybe an Agasham like that. Then we will call it as that Agashya substance or a Prithvi substance like that. So that is the thing what, so everywhere, all the five matters are existing. But one or two matter will be predominant in each substances, and that which substances will be known by the name of that particular thing. So here we can see that the two matters what we are discussed, the first two, that is the Prithvi and up, as having a downward movement because they are heavy in nature. So such a matter will produce a movement downward. Inside our body also, these two matters will produce a downward movement. Agni, Vayu, Akasha will produce an upward movement. So inside our body also, if we want a Vamanam, we will depend upon such a thing. If we want a Virejanam, we will depend upon a downward movement. But if a matter is having the combinations of all these things along with the predominance of Agni and Vayu, then it will be Uphedo Bhagam. It will go to spreading nature to all the directions. And that matter can reach inside our body in various areas also. That is the Uphedo Bhagam. So predominantly, we have three sets of dravyas. One which is having Adho Bhagavaratam, another which is having Urdhva Bhagavaratam, and one which is having Ubhedo or Tiryak Pradhanatva. So whenever we are selecting the medicines and whenever we are selecting a particular karma, we are utilizing these types of matters, various degrees in treatment aspects. So with these informations, how we can apply this theory in various levels? Because everywhere these matters are existing, and these matters are predominant in each and every substance where there will be living or non-living, and that non-living is influencing the living also. So for that purpose, first what we have to do is we have to apply this theory in geography, the Bhumi Parisha, where these things are existing. So on the first video, we saw that a Prithvi predominant land, when it is very dry, no life is there. But when the rain comes, Atti Jivanam, when the rain comes, this plant is coming out. So that geographical circumstances creating the plant to do some other actions. If it is planted in some other place, these things may not be happened. So it shows that wherever the geography is there, according to that geography, the plants will change its character features. So we have to understand not only the plants, all the life will change its character features. That's why our acharyas are mentioned that whenever you are doing an examination in the patient, Desha Parisha is one of the important things. So we have to apply the geographical understanding through these Panchbhautika principles. Then we have to go for the understanding of this flora through Panchbhautika principles. Then we will adapt some other techniques to know about the plants. That is the Purushoyam Hi Loga Samhidam. Whatever the things that existing in the universe, the same thing that is existing inside our body in a miniature form. So comparing the what the thing inside to the outside, we can know about some of the things. And another method what we are using is the Paraspara Prakriti Sambandha, the nature togetherness and the symbiosis with each and every small creatures. So by all these means of various knowledge gathering, we can able to know that this will be useful for this purpose. So these are mere observational thoughts, only using your intellectual and your inference to know about these things. And by all these features, you can gather a peculiar type of knowledges. And that is not enough. Why? Bahuvida Parisha, we have to do different types of experiments. Then only we can gather the true knowledge. Only by the observation things, there may be a wrong data is also present. So after gathering these, we have to confirm, is it correct or not through the perceptual understandings. The first thing what we do is, what the data we are gathered, is it correct or not, we will assess through the Guna Parisha, quality assessment. Then we will go for a Virya Pariksha. Then only we will go for a Rasa Pariksha. Because we have to do the Rasa Pariksha most of the time through the taste buds. So if a poisonous plant we are using, by trespassing all these things, then we will end up with some toxic problems. So for that purpose, we have to do this in the third things. So here, almost we will come to a standard thing that this plant can be used for this purpose. But there also we are not stopping there, because after the samyoga of our Agni, our digestive fire and conversions through that, there may be some other things also may happen. So for that purpose, we have to observe the Pashu Pakshiyadi Parisha, close watching of the things. That's why Ayurveda and Pashu Ayurveda or the Mriga Ayurveda is very much close together. How a Mriga Ayurveda is evolved, that evolved along with our Ayurveda itself. So the domestic animals, the mammals has given with all these experimental findings, and then it was to be given to the cows or goats, and then they found that this is the activity that is taking place. Then only we will come to know that this is the Vibhaga Pravisha transformation assessment is somewhat correct. Then also we are not stopping. We will look for some other karmas that can't be included in this. Then we will give another term, that is the Prabhavam also. So like that, an experiment and analyzing of the things in Ayurveda is not mere by 1 or 2 days or 1 or 2 steps. It is a long process of understanding the matters and analyzing the matters through the various steps. And then only we can come to know that this will be useful for these purposes and these character features. And if it is having some toxic things or side effects, we will correct this with the Shodhanam or by close amalgamations of some other materials that can prevent the unwanted uses. So this is the beauty of investigating or experimenting the drugs to know about its character features. So we can go by one steps. First is the Bhumi Parisha, geographical understanding. So here, when you are going to an area and you are find that that area is having big rocks, and rocks are blackish in color, grayish combinations, and these rocks are very stable and hard. In that area, the plants also having very big trees are there with hard wood, or the stem is very hard and big. So then we can infer that that area is having a predominance of Parthiva Bhumi. So if you are observing the sand of that particular area, that sand is blackish in color and very sticky and compact. So if you take an instrument and dig out the sand, you can make a cake piece. So like that, a cake piece, if you are able to take out, then we can say that that much of Sthiratvam is there, that Prathi Tattva is predominant in that. So those plants which are growing in such type of a land has having the predominance of such type of Parthiva also. So wherever in the globe, around the equatorial line, if you see the moist evergreen forests, you can observe the predominance of Prathi Mahabhutam on that. So like that, when you are seeing an area where there will be plenty of water is there, Ambaguna Puvishtam. And if you observe the soil, it is Snigdhamrita. So if you take a soil and make it into a bolus in the Pratibhumi, you can make a bolus like things. A circular bolus you can prepare easily. If you take some sand from here and if you drop it like that, some of the sands will be sticking. You can't make a bolus here. So it is having a whitish varnam, and Snigdha Mritika, it is having a Snigdhatva will be there that can produce a stickiness to your hands. And plenty of plants will be there. Delicate grasses, Komala Trinam, herbs, small grasses, climbers, trees, all diversity of life will be predominant in this. That is the Apya Bhumi. So wherever there will be a moist, wet evergreen forests or rain forests, where there will be a riparian forest, the forest is near to the rivers and the streams, and near to the seashore area vegetations, we can see this Apya Bhumi predominance. So when you observe these types of areas, and if you look the plants are having the predominance of Aptatva. So that when you squeeze the plants, the leaf or the stems also, you can able to get the Swarasa very easily. So that is the specialty of this Apya Bhumi. And when you are reaching a area where there will be Nana Varna Bhumi, if you are looking the sand, it will be having a plenty of colors. You can see here, the red color is there, black color is there, white color, yellow combinations, all are there. So such a land is having the predominance of Agneya Tattva and Leku Amshavadi. So lighter stones, if you take two stones and hit it together, that stones will break or it will powder. So that shows that Agni Tattva is predominant in that. And of course, the life is very less on that area because of the heat. So we see very less trees, Alpa Vriksham, Alpa Praroham. The number of concentration of the plant is very less. So here, after the rainy season, we can see like this, greenish like this. And most of the plants are spreading on the ground. Prostate plants will be plenty of that. So if you want an Agni predominant plant that can penetrate to your body and break the sanghas, wherever in the srodasas there will be a sangha is occurring, that plant has to come from these areas. Then it will having a very good property. So we can take an example of Gugulu. Gugulu is such a plant that can break all these things. Where from it's coming? It's coming from such a type of an Agneya predominant boom. Where the Hingu is coming? It's coming from like that. So these types of things we have to look. so that we can able to find out, or we can able to search certain plant materials for a particular diseased condition also. So the deserts, dry scrub jungles are belonging to this Agneya Bhumi. And another is the Vayavya Bhumi, where there the soil is very ash colored, Phasmavarnam, rough in nature. Then flora is very small. Small trees will be there, but most of the plants are xerophytic, where there will be Alparasa and Kodara thorny plants. So plenty of thorns and shrubs like small bushy like plants that is occurring. And here it is a very ruksha predominance is there. Wind is blowing very fast. So the water sustainability in the plant is very valuable one. So what the plant will do? The plant will store these water in some other forms by milky exudates, or reduce the usage of water by producing the thorns and reducing the number of leaves like that. So the thorn scrub forests and tropical dry deciduous forests are having the predominance of the Vayavya Bhumi. Vayu Mahabhuda will be dominant on. Another is a very divine Bhumi, that is the Agashya Bhumi. Mahaparvadam. So what is the character feature of Agashya Bhumi is Mahaparvadam, very high altitude, rocky mountains, where there will be grayish black stones will be there. And Mridhi Samam, on that there will be soil will be there. And the water present in that particular area is Avyakta Rasa Jala. The Jala is not having that much of taste. And Asara Vriksha Prayaha, the trees or the plants that will be growing, which should possess delicate stems and other things, not a very hard stems. So this is the grasslands. So wherever you go to in the continents, different continents, wherever there will be a grassland is there, that high altitude grasslands are having Akashya.